Greetings, tubers. On Point Gambling, we're back. This time, we're going to continue with the Iron Cross variation strategies here. This time, we're going to do one called the Iron Crapper. I first saw a video on YouTube a couple of years ago at this point by someone named Pocket Brainbook. I've also seen a variation of this strategy by someone called Greg Dunlop. I believe Pocket Brainbook was the earliest that I could find on YouTube to post this strategy, so once again, I am not taking credit for coming up with this strategy. I saw it on YouTube, so I'm going to represent it since we're on these Iron Cross kick right now. It's a fairly simple strategy. It starts off with $42 on the don't pass. Yes, 42. I'll explain why in a minute. And the whole goal with that is to establish a point. Then you bet $32 across, so 1 unit each on each of the point numbers, plus an extra $5 or 6 in the case of a 6 of the 8 on whatever the point number happens to be, plus $5 in the field. So let me show you real quick. Start with $42 on a don't pass. We establish a point. Let's say it's the 9. Then you drop the dealer $37. So you go 1 unit each on all the place bet numbers, 2 units on whatever the point happens to be. So in this case, the point is 9. We put $10 on the 9. If the point happens to be a 6 or the 8, you'll have to drop an extra $1. And so you can go to 12 on the 6 of the 8 for 2 units. You also bet $5 in the field, and then you just keep rolling until the shooter is done. So the whole point of using the don't pass is that you're taking away the 7 out. You're making the 7 not as dangerous to you. So in this case, if you do roll a 7, you have enough money covered between all the bets up here, plus your field bet to cover the 42. The only caveat, if the point happens to be a 6 or the 8, you'll actually have $43 out there instead of 42, so you'll lose a whole $1. Not too much of a bad thing right there. Now, the only number that can hurt you right now is the 9 instead of the 7. The 9 has a lesser chance of being rolled, so that's why the system incorporates the don't pass. They're trying to reduce your risk of crapping out by moving the bad number from a 7 to one of the other numbers. So without further ado, we'll get started on this. We'll get this done on a $5 table, and we have a $450 bankroll, and let's get started. All right, so we got a 6 to start off with. So this is the case we have to drop the dealer 38 instead of 37. And 7 out. So we do lose on all of our place bets and the field. We get paid on the don't pass, and we lose a whole $1. So nine's the point. $5. So for the 5, you get paid $7 for the actual place bet, but you lose $5 in the field, so you net $2. $4, so we get paid twice. We get paid $9 for the place bet, plus 5 in the field, for a total of 14. I'm going to drop $1 to get paid 15 for 1. So Paid 5 here. 9 up there. Drop a buck. $10 is the next roll. Once again, pays 14 total. I'll drop $1 and get 15 for 1. 8. So the 8 pays 7 minus 5 in the field, net 2. 6. So if you're familiar, if you're a newbie to the channel, in this case the 5, 6, and the 8 are not covered in the field, so you'll get paid for the place bet, but you will lose the field bet. So that's why the 5, 6, and the 8. I'm just going to put $2 in the rack instead of moving the chips off the field, putting the 7 out there, putting the 5 back down, and claiming the 2. I'm just speeding things up. Dealers call it on and off, or off and on. It makes things a little bit easier, makes the game go quicker. Another 6. 5. And 7 out. So once again, on the felt, between the place bets and the field is $42. We got 42 on the don't pass. The don't pass gets paid, even money. So it's a wash right now. Four is the point. Yeah, 6. I'm going to drop $3 so I can get paid 5. And 7 out, quick one. Come out 7, so you do lose your don't pass. Another come out 7. $11, which is another loser of the don't pass. Another 7. $2. So we get some of that back. We get paid $42 even on the pass line. I'm sorry, on the don't pass. And we give it right back. Now, right now, I can hear people typing on YouTube in the comment section saying, well, why aren't you hedging the don't pass, or why don't you bet the hop the 7s? So you can do whatever you want to ensure or cover the don't pass bet on the come out roll. You can hop the 7s. That's usually like the easiest or the best way to do it. I'll go over that really quickly. To hop the 7s, it's a 1 roll bet. You have to bet $3 to cover each of the 3 ways to roll a 7, either the 4-3, the 5-2, or the 6-1. I know technically that you can be rolled, 7 can be rolled 6 ways, but 2 of them bounce out. It's just the flip of the dice. So hopping the 7s, in this case, you would bet, say you just want to do it for $3. You're basically betting 3 $1 bets, $1 on each of the ways to roll a 7. It pays 15 to 1. So in this case, I would have gotten paid on the 4-3 hop. Would have paid 15 plus the original $1 bet. I would have lost the $2, so I would have lost the 42 on the don't pass, but I would have gotten paid 16 for the hop. So to cover 42, I'd probably go for either a $6 or a $9 hop to 7s. The 6 will pay 32. The 9 will pay 48. So it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. There's also the any 7 bet in the middle of the table. Mine shows 5-4-1. It pays 4 to 1. It's not as good of a payout, but you can bet in any dollar amount you want. You don't have to be limited to the $3 straddle or whatever you want to call it to cover all 3 of the hop 7 numbers. So it's just another option you can do. I'm doing the strategy without it just to show you it, and in this case it's really killing me, but we'll just keep shooting and we'll go from here. 5. And another 11. 10. So you get paid twice. You get paid 14. 9 for the 10. 5 for the field. They'll drop $1. You get paid 15 for 1. And an 8. And a 7 out. And our point is 6. And we'll 7 out again. We got enough for one more shooter. 9 is the point. Hey, guess what? Another 7 out. So you get the idea of the strategy. It's not overly complicated. It is a weird way to play this game, mainly because of the $42 right here on the don't pass. It's awkward for the dealers because if your dealer saw a bet like that on the pass line or a don't pass, they can easily say it's 2 red chips. When they see this, they then have to come over when they go to pay it out. Like, okay, we got 25, another 40, 42, and so they'll have to get 3 stacks of chips to pay it out. They'll get used to it. If you keep playing the strategy, they'll see that you're constantly betting $42. It's just an awkward number. It doesn't make it good, doesn't make it bad, it just makes it weird, for me anyway. I'm sure a lot of other OCD people will have the same idea. So let's add up the chips real quick, see what we walked away with here. So we ended with $341 from a starting bankroll of $450, and this right here is what killed us with the strategy. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 sevens or 11s. Technically, it's only 4 because with the 2 cut one out, so basically it was a wash between the 2 and the 7. So 4 sevens or 11s kill the don't pass. So that's $40 each time. So that's $168 right there down the drain that you couldn't get back. So like I was explaining halfway through that shooter, it's not a bad idea to maybe play the hop to sevens, even just for $2 for a $6 hop to sevens. Let me try again. A $2 hop to sevens. I did it again. $6 hop to sevens. This way you have $2 each on the 3 combinations to make the 7, and you'll get paid $32. It's not an even match, but you spend $6 to cover 42. You get back 32 in case it loses, so you'd only lose technically $14 out of that whole thing. It's not a bad idea. You can run with that if you want to give that a try. I'll have a different version of the Iron Crapper coming up, and until next time, I'll see you at the tables.